Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're stepping into, well, imagine this hushed gallery space in London. Two paintings, side by side. One, you look at it, and yep, that's a Vermeer. Instantly recognizable, the master's touch. But then, right next to it, it's twin. Almost identical, same scene, same feel, but it's mysterious. No signature, no clear history.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Totally. And the art world, they are buzzing. Completely captivated. Is it a copy, a really good one, maybe by a student? Or maybe Vermeer himself trying something out, something that didn't quite land for him, or something else entirely. If you were standing there looking at them, what would you make of it?
That image, the masterwork and its double, it really hits home. Because this isn't just some puzzle for art experts. It's actually, it's a pretty profound metaphor for things we all wrestle with.
Like what?
Like originality, authenticity, duplication, things we deal with every day in our choices, our identities, how we kind of present ourselves to the world.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going.
So yeah, our mission today, using this incredible story of these two canvases, is to really dig into what gives something value. What does original even mean? And maybe how do we see our own unique traces, the marks we leave?
Okay, unique traces. Let's start there. Because society puts this huge pressure on us, right? Be original, innovate, stand out.
Constantly.
We praise uniqueness, creativity.
Yeah.
And anything seen as a copy or imitation, it often gets looked down on like it's automatically less worthy.
Yeah, there's a definite hierarchy there.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
What is truly original? I mean, seriously, think about it. Every idea, every invention, even the words I'm using right now, they all build on what came before.
Exactly. Nothing comes from a complete vacuum.
So can pure originality even exist? Or is everything kind of a remix?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And our source has this great take. It suggests maybe originality isn't about pulling something out of thin air. Maybe it's more about leaving a trace that only you could leave.
A trace. I like that. Subtle.
It's a shift, right? Away from the big earth-shattering invention towards something more personal, your unique imprint.
That makes so much sense with the Vermeer example, because even a technically perfect copy, it would struggle to capture his specific brushstrokes, the way he layered those colors, the exact texture.
Right, those tiny details.
Those almost invisible choices. That's his signature, his unique trace.
Yeah.
Even without the literal signature on the twin.
Precisely. And if you apply that to our own lives, maybe our originality isn't always in the grand gesture. Maybe it's in the small things.
How so?
Like our source suggests. Maybe it's in the way we laugh, the way we love, the way we fail. Those unguarded moments, those uniquely human expressions. That's the stuff only you can do. Exactly your way.
That feels more achievable somehow. Less pressure.
Yeah. But then there's the whole question of copies. We tend to dismiss them so easily.
Yeah, it's just a copy. Less valuable, less interesting.
But what if that's too simplistic? Our source poses this intriguing idea. Sometimes copies reveal truths the original hides.
How would that work with the Vermeer twin?
Well, think about it. It maybe lacks the expensive pigments Vermeer used. It's unsigned. So yeah, in strict market terms, it's less valuable.
Okay.
But its very existence next to the original forces us to ask, why? Why do we value one more? Is it just the materials, the name?
Or the story?
Exactly. It raises that fundamental question. What drives value? Is it scarcity, the brand of the name, or the story we attach to it? The copy makes us question our assumptions about the original.
And it makes you think about how much we copy in daily life.
Constantly. Habits, behaviors, even aspirations. We borrow them all the time from people around us as how we learn, how we grow.
So if I pick up a good habit from a friend or get inspired by someone's career, does that make my action less valid, less mine?
That's the crucial point, does it? Our source suggests, very powerfully, I think, that sometimes imitation is the first step toward finding a voice.
Okay, like practicing scales before writing a symphony.
Kind of. Or maybe, sometimes, what looks like a copy is in fact a reflection of something deeply real within you. That borrowed habit might become uniquely yours. That inspired dream might lead you down a totally original path.
So the copy isn't the end point, it's potentially a starting point. Or a mirror.
Right. It's about the inner resonance, not just the outer form, which leads to another fascinating idea, time.
How does time fit in?
Well, our source talks about how time itself becomes an artist.
Time as an artist. Okay, explain that.
Look at the twin painting again. Over the centuries, time has left its marks. You see those fine cracks like a spider web across the paint.
Yeah, the crocolure.
Right, and the colors might be slightly faded. The pigments maybe don't pop like they once did, especially compared to a perfectly preserved original.
So damage, basically. Imperfections.
You could call it damage, or you could see it as time adding its own layer. Our source says, and strangely, those marks of time carry authenticity of their own.
Authenticity and imperfection.
Exactly. Think about it. A flawless surface can be suspicious. A cracked one tells a story. It speaks of survival, of endurance. It shows the painting lived.
Wow. That flips the script on perfection.
Doesn't it? And maybe the same is true for people, you know? The scars, the wrinkles, the mistakes, these are not flaws.
What evidence that we were here, that we lived? I get that. They tell your unique story.
Precisely. They're part of your authenticity. Which brings us to another layer. The idea of having two selves.
Two selves, like a Jekyll and Hyde.
Maybe not quite so dramatic. More like... Our source puts it as having an original self we project to the world and a twin self that lives in the shadows.
Okay, I think I recognize that. The public face and the private one.
Sort of. You could say one is signed, polished, presentable, the version we curate for others, and the other is unsigned, more raw, maybe a bit messy, unfiltered.
Yeah, the Instagram profile versus you slobbing out on the sofa.
Exactly. And we tend to favor showing the signed version, right? The one that feels official, presentable, worth recognition. We want that external thumbs up.
Sure, that makes sense. We want approval.
But that unsigned version, our source reminds us it's no less real. In fact, it might even be more honest, less concerned with approval.
The spontaneous laugh, the weird thought you have when you're alone.
Those unscripted moments, they're profoundly part of who you are, maybe even more authentically you because they're not performed.
So the key message here for you, listening, is really powerful. Just like with the paintings, the absence of a signature doesn't mean absence of value. Your raw, unsigned self. It's valid, it's authentic, it's part of the whole you.
Absolutely. Both versions contribute.
Okay, so pulling all these threads together, the original, the copy, time, the signed and unsigned self, where does that leave us on the big question? What actually gives something its worth?
Well, the fundamental point our source makes is that value is not absolute. It's not inherent in the object itself, waiting to be discovered.
It's something we create.
Largely, yes. Going back to the painting, its worth isn't just about the pigments on the surface. It's deeply tied to the narrative we build around it, the story, the history, the meaning we invest in it.
Right. And that applies directly to us, doesn't it? Our personal worth. It can't just be boiled down to a job title or a bank balance or a diploma.
Exactly. Those are just the signatures, the external labels. Important maybe, but they don't capture the full picture.
So what is truly important then?
Our source points to the things that are often harder to measure. Think about the kindness we give, the love we share, the ideas we spark in others.
The intangible stuff.
The stuff that actually makes a difference in people's lives, including our own, but you can't put a price tag on it easily.
It's such a paradox, though. We live in this world that seems obsessed with proof, with labels, with certificates of authenticity for everything.
We really do.
Yet, as you're saying, some of the most important, most meaningful things in life come completely unsigned.
Yeah. Think about it. A moment of joy, a shared glance, a lesson learned in silence. Our source gives these beautiful examples. They have no certificate of authenticity, but they are undeniably real. Their value is felt, not proven on paper.
So this whole Vermeer exhibition, these two paintings, it really is so much more than an art event. It is a metaphor about life. It really holds up a mirror.
It truly does. And if we were to sum up the core takeaways for you, remember that originals and copies aren't always enemies. They can coexist and teach us things.
Right. And perfection. Maybe it's overrated. Imperfection tells a story, too.
Exactly. And time isn't just decay, it's a collaborator shaping our narrative. And crucially, we all contain both that signed and unsigned self. Both are authentic, both are part of us.
So perhaps the takeaway isn't to frantically chase some elusive idea of pure originality. Maybe the point is just to live authentically. To live in such a way that, signature or not, something of us remains something unmistakably ours.
Leaving that unique trace we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Because, as our source so evocatively puts it, whether we are the original painting or the mysterious twin, we are still here, hanging side by side, waiting for someone to look closely enough to see us.